We hear all the time, don't we, about how to be a really great coach. We learn about all the skills, the methodologies, the frameworks of being a really great coach. But we don't always hear lots about how to be a great coachee. And that is where the results really happen because a coach cannot do the work alone. You need the coachee to really step up and be coachable. Now, as an experienced coach, I've been doing it over 10 years. I've had mostly great experiences with coaches that are really, really up for it. But occasionally, I have had people in group programs and in a one to one situation where they haven't really shown signs of being up for the challenge. And as a coach, it's really quite soul destroying when that happens because the first thing that we all tend to do is reflect that on ourselves and think, well, if my coach E is not showing up the way that I hope that they would, is that my fault as a coach? And I would like to just remind you all that that is not the case. That if you have a coachee who isn't stepping up, that is not your fault. A coachee has to take responsibility and accountability for being a great coachee because you can't do it alone. You cannot do it alone. So I wanted to just make this very quick video just to touch on a few key points. So being uncoachable to me, it's not really a label that you want to put on somebody. So I'm going to describe the characteristics because it isn't that somebody is coachable or uncoachable and that's it, full stop. It's that they might be uncoachable in that particular season of their life, in that particular phase of where they are on the journey. So it's more about characteristics than it is about the person because everybody is coachable when you've got the right mindset to apply to it. So the things that you are looking for are whether or not somebody's got a fixed mindset or a growth mindset. If your coachee is displaying a fixed mindset, then that's a sign that you're going to have a tough journey. Okay. If they are not open to being asked questions, again, you're going to have a very tough time trying to coach them. If they are avoiding your feedback, you are inviting and asking permission to have a feedback conversation and they don't want to hear it, again, you're going to find it really difficult to have success in a coaching program. Or maybe they're hiding blind spots from you, like maybe they fear judgment, maybe they want to believe that they've got it all figured out, even though they know in their heart that they don't. But those blind spots, they're not showing them to you. They're not being open. They're not sharing. They're not really giving you the opportunity to coach them because they're keeping things back from you. Okay, so if somebody's got a fixed mindset, if they're not open to being asked questions, if they're not listening, if they're avoiding feedback, and maybe they're hiding their blind spots, those for me would all be characteristics and behaviors that would set alarm bells ringing for me. Okay, so to be a great coachee, here are the things that I believe we're looking for. Again, they're more characteristics than about the actual person. So asking amazing questions, really thought-provoking, insightful questions, that makes a great coachee for me. Somebody that listens, not just hears, but truly listens intently and actively. Yeah, so as a participant in listening rather than just hearing the words play out. Being open, being open to learning, being open to new things, to new challenges, being open to just hearing new ideas. Embracing change is something else that is really, really important. If somebody is up for the challenge of trying something new, changing a way of doing something, maybe it's something that they've been doing for a while and it stopped working for them, and they're embracing the fact that there's a new way of doing things. If they embrace change, that's a really great sign. Recognizing mistakes as opportunities, seeing failure as learning. That's all part of that growth mindset that's so important for getting a great result from a coaching program. And then the final piece, I guess, is always bringing that new perspective, always bringing that something new to a session that keeps things moving along, keeps things very open, very interactive. Coaching is not something that's done to you, it's done with you. It's something that is a two-way process. It's participative, it's collaborative. So it's not something, you don't just sit there and get talked at. So you need the coachee to bring new perspectives. Okay. So if you're now sat there thinking, have I ever displayed signs of being uncoachable? Am I a great coachee? If you're thinking of investing in a program or you're already in a program, then you do need to really think about how can you exhibit those amazing characteristics of a great coachee? Because when you exhibit that growth mindset, when you exhibit those behaviors of being open and willing to fail, willing to try new things, willing to change, when you show up in that way, you will get bigger and better results from any coaching program that you enroll in. Okay. So just ask yourself, what are the behaviors that you exhibit? And are you as open as you think you are? How can you ask bigger and better questions to make sure that you get bigger and better answers? And are you really, really ready to leave behind the old way of doing things to replace it with new ways, new methodologies, new levels of confidence that will allow you to reach new results? Reach those goals that you've set yourself. Why not? If it's not you, it'll be somebody else. So it might as well be you that achieves those ambitions. And my commitment to you is if you show up as the best coachee possible, I will match that with bells and whistles on and do my absolute best to be the best coach that you have ever worked with. Because together we will get the result that you're looking for.